Yes, people. Welcome to Bucking Around, powered by Exs and Os. You know how the things, you know how it goes. It's your boy Emeka, aka the Bronze Bomber. I got my boy on my right hand side, SJ, aka the Analyst, back again. Like I said, you see, we didn't think this show would last 2 or 3 episodes. So like I said,
Episode
thank you all
episode four now.
exactly. So we're rolling with episode 4, and like I said, shout out to Bucks because the love has been crazy. I mean, we sent out a message in the last episode, and since then we've had an influx of people. We've reached out to a couple people, and we've got an influx of people who want to come on the show and talk about their program. So, like I said, like, share, subscribe on all things at X's and O's team. Like I said, this forum is for the ballers, by the ballers. This is a chance for you to tell us about your program. Tell us what you're doing. If you want to declare your love to anybody, you can do that on here. If you want to propose to anybody, it's your forum. So let's go. So we got our special guest waiting in the lobby. Listen, in life, a wise man once told me, collect that honey. Whatever you do in life, collect that honey. So we got special guests. We got the Roy Holloway Bears on. We got Tosin, we got Parker, and we got Coach Ian, the famous, the infamous Coach Ian. Welcome to Bucking Around.
They are repping today. They got the stash on. I like it.
Trust me. What are you saying? How you all doing?
Good, man. Thanks for having us. Great. Appreciate it.
Very good. Lovely to be here.
Yeah, you know how it goes, Coach. Shout out to everybody in the free seats. So all you fans in the free seats, like I said, if you got any comments, feel free to comment in the super chat, and we'll do our very best to get around to those. Keep them PG. It is a bit late, I know, but just try and keep them PG. We ain't trying to get cancelled. So yeah. So guys, how's everything going? How's the preseason? I know you've been very busy in the preseason, as usual. How's everything been going? How's everything been going so far with the preseason?
Parker, Tosin, you want to take that?
I'll take it. Yeah, it's been going really good. I mean, you're always hoping for lots of new faces at the start of a new year, and we're lucky that we got a lot of new recruits. And it's just about training them up, and we've been doing that, putting in the work, and it's looking good, I think.
Tosin, what are you saying? How's the preseason going? Are you confident?
Yeah, I'm confident. Of course, I'm confident. It's just great seeing a lot of guys have like a love for the sport. Like they're obviously a bit timid when they're coming because they think it's about just hitting people and stuff. But it's great seeing a lot of new people come down and just try a new sport and end up loving it. Just a great part. It's great for Britball, honestly.
Yeah, most good.
Yeah. And I had to kick that one to them guys because I haven't been there yet. I've been in Portugal on holiday until Saturday, so I've not seen it. But from what I've heard, I think you guys had about 120 people sign up at Freshers, which express interest, which is huge. They've converted that to a lot of new recruits, and the last couple of weeks they've just been sifting them into the positions and getting them ready. So I've heard really promising stuff in terms of new recruits, but also we have a lot of returners coming back, which is, makes the preseason a lot easier when you get people who know what they're doing, who can help the new guys. And, our returners like Tosin and Parker have done a great job with that.
I think that's, so with you guys, tell me a little bit about you guys. So what's your roles in the team? What do you do? How long have you been, involved in American football and BUCs itself?
Well, I'm the secretary for the team this year. This is my second year with the team. I started last year for our first year since COVID. So I was kind of learning with everyone else, but I also played a little bit back in the States when I lived there.
And I'm an outside linebacker. I've been with the team. This is my second year as well. And I was with the academy for 2 years prior to that. So yeah, I'm an outside linebacker. That's about it.
Coach, what about you? What's your CV? Listen, we keep it to 1 minute. I know some of you coaches got CVs like booklets of CVs, so we'll keep it short and sharp.
Understand.
Yeah.
I'll keep it light. So I'm from the States originally, played football there my whole life. Privileged to go to a very good high school in the States in Pennsylvania, won state title there. played Division II football in the States on, again, a nationally ranked Division II team, so learned a lot in that time. And now I've coached a little bit in the States before moving over here, and I joined the Warriors when I moved here in 2014 originally. I've been with them off and on since. This past season, obviously still with the Warriors, working with Coach Marv and TA on the defensive side of the ball with them. And then Holloway for the first year last year. I can't say I really had a plan to get into Uniballer. It's something that I had thought about and discussed, but talking to Jordan Metcalf, who's the DC, and Sam Hyde, who's our offensive coordinator, they were actually really good about it and asked me to come help. So it's a really, really huge sign of respect from them to want to learn and to be open to learning and to take that on. So really fortunate to work with a great group of coaches beyond those two to give these guys a good experience.
Yeah, 100%. That's massive. Shout out to you, Coach, because we've been trying to get anybody from the Warriors. I mean, on our podcast, to the extent that anyway, I won't go into the details. Like I said, shout out to you, Coach, for reaching out for allowing for gracing us with your presence on the show, because it feels good to get someone from the Warriors or Warriors family on here. Like I said, it's all love. We're here to grow the game. So, like I said, that's all love. So yeah. last season was a good season. You guys came out as Div 1 South champions. So, like I said, much respect and shout out to all of you that were involved in that. So, what's different about?
It's really tough division. I would say that was probably, from where I'm looking at that is a really tough division to be in. I think, you guys came up a few years ago. You're in there with some powerhouses. You got Portsmouth, you got Hurricanes. You came out top of there. So, a lot of respect for you guys, and credit to you guys for getting that far.
For sure.
Yeah, most definitely got some really tough games. I mean, you guys played some tough games. You got Portsmouth, you got Hurricanes who have a plethora of history in BUCs, and you guys managed to make it to the playoffs. What was that like? What was that feeling of getting to the playoffs? Obviously you came up short against Exeter, but what was that experience like? Getting to the playoffs and competing at that high level.
Yeah, you players go ahead first. I'll fill in after.
Toastin, you want to take it?
Yeah, okay. Well, it was it felt very deserved in my opinion, because we put in all the hours in throughout the season, throughout the preseason, and it was just great to see that we were rewarded for all our hard work and just put in all the hours in, all the film room studies, everyone just coming together as a unit, and then we ended up finally making the playoffs. And most of these guys were not even playing ball before the season even started, so it was just really amazing to see that we could beat these already well-established teams and make our own history in the first season. Honestly,
yeah. And it was also the first season for our team back from COVID, as well as most other teams in the division. So, we did win the division, but it was also pretty close in some points. We went 5-1-2 in the end, and nobody really knows how COVID affected everyone's performance in the season. But it was saying that it was amazing to get to the playoffs. I think nobody would deny that. We had a lot of freshers that played for the first time that year, and went all the way to the playoffs. And you can't ask for more than that, really. I mean, you could ask to win the playoffs, but
we could ask for that, Parker, but we're realistic to a degree.
Yeah, exactly.
But like the guy said, it was a really, really big accomplishment given the inexperience we had in the team. And like Tosin said, the guys bought in. I think that's a big thing for me as a coach, and with the Bears and our coaching staff, is building the right culture. So they bought into the culture, and that is about competition, getting better every day, 1%. And, within a month, they played no football. We went and scrimmaged NFL Academy as our preseason scrimmage. We went to New River. We went there. They put us in our place, but that was what we expected. But that set the bar for what good is then. And then everyone else knows sort of what we're working towards. And it's not to discredit BUCs. and the Prem teams and the teams that beat us last year. But if you're going somewhere, you want to know what good looks like, and that's why we did that. And the guys bought into that, worked incredibly hard 3 times a week in preseason, film sessions, all the rest of it to win the division. And like Parker said, some close games, showed a lot of mettle and a lot of deserving attitudes to get there.
So I think, obviously, you fell short last season. That's tough. I've been in that position quite a few times, and unfortunately, Div 1. So I know it's tough. Does that give you guys extra motivation this year? Do you think to you made it to the playoffs and you fell short? Do you think that's more motivation than, for example, you didn't make playoffs at all? Do you think it gives you that extra motivation? Do you think to get up to that next level?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like because we've already been to the playoffs now, we know like the expectations we need to be at now, and now we can even elevate ourselves as a whole team, and now we can achieve greater things this season, honestly.
That's dope. That's dope. Like I said, shout out everyone in the super chats. Wow. Like I said, you Bucks guys have fans. Ever since you guys have been coming on our show, listen, it's been increasing our viewing. So like I said, thank you. Thank you for agreeing to come on. Like I said, you're helping with our viewings. So we got Oliver Turner. I think Oliver Turner is new to the show. So welcome to the show, Oliver. Oliver says, how does the uni being close to London affect the coaches you get? That's a great question. I think I put that one to you, Coach. How because like SJ said, there's a lot of competition. You got a lot of hungry teams in London. Within Bucks. How do you guys compete with the likes of the Burners and the KCLs? How do you compete with those guys?
Yeah, it's tough. I think Bruno's done a really good job this year recruiting, and they've recruited some great coaches, some Warriors folks, some people that we've played with and played against. But I think for us, it's a great benefit to be in London. We have coaches, so myself from Warriors, we have a couple of Warriors players who are coaches. So Jordan Metcalf is the defense coordinator. Jordan Kimball is our offensive line coach. We actually have 2 members of our staff from the London Warriors women's team who won the national title the other day. Congrats to them again on our staff. And then we have guys from Blitz and we have guys from Wembley. So programs that are, have had success and are, on the up again. Then we can continue to draw upon that fountain of talent, but also build the game better in London. So we get our coaches better. Like I look at myself as like I'm teaching our coaches and teaching our players. Some people might take offense to that, but that's the truth, right? We've got more experience sometimes, and we want to share that with people. So we have great access, but are also getting the coaches and players better around London. So when these guys go back home, and some of them live around London, they get to go play at these at the senior clubs. We have a number of people at Wembley. We had a couple guys at Warriors. So yeah, it really does help us in terms of building a pipeline of talent, both within London and then into our senior teams as well.
So I guess how many of your guys do how do you actively recruit internally, in the sense of you've got the likes of Sam Hyde is a good friend of mine. Obviously he's a former player. Is that something you'd like to do, is to recruit internally in the sense of putting these old ex-players, I guess, into these coaching positions to give them an opportunity?
To a degree, yeah, I think so. If they have the right commitment and attitude, I mean, these guys will tell you that I ask a lot of players and coaches. I think, being successful in football requires significant commitment, accountability, and responsibility. So anyone who's willing to give that, whether that is people who've been at Holloway before or not, that's great. So for example, our offensive MVP last year is now our running back coach, Henley. He's an excellent player. Now he's going to be a great coach for us. So yeah, where we can do that, we're absolutely really happy to do so.
That's huge. I like I get the vibe that the Bears are almost like a little bit of slightly like an affiliate club with the Warriors. I feel like a lot of coach. No, okay.
No, we got okay. No, because I wouldn't, because our special teams coordinator is a coach at Blitz, and he was bringing along the D-line coach from Blitz. We've got Sam Hyde from Wembley. So honestly, it's, for me as a head coach, you want people around you that you trust and the quality of their work. And so for me, I work most closely with Warriors coaches, so that's who I know. I think they do. They know the stuff and they're good. But
Yeah.
as we all know, we're biased to the people we know. So
Yeah.
if anything, it's just about my bias rather than anything to do with Warriors.
It's great because Coach, once you said Warriors, I thought you were going to go dark, but thankfully you haven't gone dark yet. So it's still here. So
we're talking
far,
Holloway
good.
today. We're talking Holloway. That's all right.
100%, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, Coach. Shout SJ. I think someone's trying to smoke. He says JM says extremely sorry to hear that Sam Hyde is a close friend of yours. Shout out JM in the free seats. We see you. We see you. So this season, like every season, will be a big season for you guys. Yeah. Someone's put a lovely question in here. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, Bruno versus Roy Holloway. What's you guys' score predictions? Let me go around and see.
I would just like to say, by the way, this guy is Imperial, so I'm not quite sure why he's throwing this question out there.
Shout out Alexander Stocks with the Emperors. Shout out them in the free seats. So Tosi, what are you saying?
I think it'd be a close game, but like everything's all on paper, so it's better to see how it turns out in real life. I can't comment on what ifs and hypotheticals and all that, so I have no clue, honestly.
Yeah. I think I'd say similar. I think similar is it's too far out right now, and you never know what's going to happen this year, and there's too many things in the air to really put down a prediction now, I think.
It's like these guys had media training or something. I mean, I think it would be a close game.
Affiliated, so go on.
Yeah. No, I think it would be a close game. I went to see them play Queen Mary last year, and obviously they had success in the playoffs. I think they're well coached. They're an intense squad. They have a different level of energy than I think we tend to bring. So yeah, I think it'd be fun. It'd be fun to find out. Hopefully we get to in the playoffs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So I guess this leads me to my next question in terms of the season itself. You guys have got a stacked schedule, I'm pretty sure. Am I pretty sure you've got 7 games before Christmas?
No, that's not us. That's one of the other teams. I think that's either Ports or Hearts have 7 games before Christmas and then 2 after. I think we have 5 and 3. I think.
What do you guys think about the scheduling? Is that something you like, having 5 one side, 3 on the other? Would you rather have more before Christmas, or is that not really a factor that plays into potentially how you prepare?
I think as a coaching staff, we have to take it into consideration in terms of how we get players ready to play, and the amount of time you actually have to teach, right? Because right now we're teaching. We're not playing football yet. We're not hitting. We're not doing any of that. We're teaching first. And so you sacrifice a little bit of learning how to be physical, learning how to use your body in order to line up right, to execute, to do those things. Because when you play 5 games before Christmas, you're going to have injuries. People are going to get banged up, and you have to prepare for that. So I think it really changes how we prepare from a physical standpoint. I'd love to get these guys hitting more, but can't really have them hitting when you're, you have a game the next week. You can't do that, right? It's not responsible as a coach. Well, I think it's tough that we start out with Ports. They're big rivals, and it was a very close game last year, both times. But yeah, first 4 games are Hearts and Ports home and away. So yeah, it's not easy by any means. But these guys they know Hearts and Ports. What did you got? I mean, they were good teams last year. I don't imagine they got any less good over the off season. So it'll be interesting.
So you drew against Portsmouth. How did that work out? So you drew against the U last season. I think you drew one against
Hertfordshire, wasn't it? It was Hertfordshire.
Hertfordshire. Sorry, you drew against Hertfordshire. So how did that work out? What happened with that game?
I think they missed like 3 field goals. Is that right, guys?
Yeah, they missed 3. I've seen the film.
Yeah, they missed 3 field goals. That was the first game back from Christmas, and we had a number of guys injured. A number of guys, I think, were sick with COVID. That was a big impact towards Christmas last year. Yeah. I think Tosin played a game basically with no fluid in his body after puking for an entire night. They're good. They're good, but we won the first game. 2 pick sixes. Played really well. I look at the second half of our season last year. I don't think we let in any points in the second half of the year defensively. So, that was really good. Really positive.
Yeah, but I mean, looking at some of the scores from last season, you guys are very solid on defense. So offensively, what have you in terms of recruitment? Because I can see you signed. I think you signed Elliot Needham from Nottingham University. So that's a big signing in terms of the experience he's gained at a really good program. Is there any potential? Is there any potential signings that you're looking at, or is there any areas you're looking to beef up this season to maybe give you more of an offensive prowess?
Go on, Parker.
Okay. Well, I think this year, last year, I think, again, it was a lot of new people and people that are rusty from not having played for 1 year because of COVID. I think this year we're very lucky that we have a lot of returners that are familiar from last year with their positions. And hopefully they can bring their experience from last year to this year, and then also train new people that don't have the experience but have the skill and have the ability and have the get up and go to make their position.
Yeah, we got our entire offensive line has come back. Our quarterback has come back. Our entire receiving core is back. We have a very good running back from last year who stayed over. And then you said, we added Elliott. We've moved a couple guys from defense who are plus athletes over to offense, where they'll play some of the time. So we're trying to give ourselves a bit more dynamism, explosiveness on offense. Last year the guys did excellent. Like I said, I expect a lot from our guys. I basically try and have them run like the LA Rams offense. We're going to run outside zone. We're going to run jet sweep. We're going to run play action. And they all did that. So the fact that they have a year of that under their belts, plus some new faces, I think we'll put some more points up this year.
Yeah. Let's go. Like so, we're here for that. Yeah, 100%. We're here for that. Yeah.
I think having your entire O-line come back in Uniballer is
huge.
Is every coach's dream. It's the one thing that is senior ball. It happens a bit more often. But Uniballer is constant conveyor belt of O-line when you have one person that's graduated, but to have them all back, that's going to be huge for you guys. And I'm sure your quarterback's feeling a lot safer as well.
Yeah. Well, Parker is our starting offensive guard, so I'm sure he's back. Happy to have his buddies back around him as well.
Yeah, it's nice.
100%. Yeah. Like I said, guys, all those people in the free seats, all the fans watching, we appreciate you all. Keep putting your message in the super chat. Like our guests have no choice but to answer them. Like I said, so feel free to post in our super chat, and we'll endeavor to get around to those. But moving on, so we like to make we like to make our guests a little bit uncomfortable. I know, Coach Carl. I want to call you Coach Carl now because I feel like
go for it.
I'm more connected to you if I call you Coach Carl.
By all means.
So you're breaking up there?
Yeah, go ahead. Go for it.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm more connected to you if I call you Coach Carl. So this season, more than anything, you guys talk about sorry. First and foremost, I want to know, what is this half colors thing that you guys have? Because I was just kind of pouncing around your socials just to try and find out a bit more about you. Explain to the people, what is this kind of half colors thing? Because I think like some of the new guys coming in experience that. So tell us a bit more about the half colors idea or thing that you guys have.
Parker.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe that half colors is a part of an award that you get from our university at the end of the year. So if you basically, if you're really good at any sport, you're nominated to win half colors. And if you win it 1 year, you can then go on in following years to win the same award again and have it upgraded to full colors.
Right, okay.
So it's basically a way for our university to shine a spotlight on really, I feel like, exemplary athletes.
Okay. Nice. That's nice. I think that's nice to give back to highlight players or athletes who both compete at the highest level, but also get everything else around uni. Keep on top of all of that. That's really cool, Coach. So you've coached, because you've coached at high school level, right? So you coach at Pennsylvania.
Mm-hmm.
why Roy Holloway? You can actually coach anywhere, you know, and be successful, right? So why Roy Holloway?
I mean, one, I'd like to hope that's the case. I don't know if that's the case, but I appreciate the belief and the self-esteem boost. No, Holloway is a good opportunity. Again, I think credit to Jordan Metcalf and Sam Hyde, who, you know, asked me to join them last year as the head coach. I think, you know, part of it is about knowing who's around you. So knowing Sam and Jordan, I kind of knew, you know, some people with some good football brains, and, you know, they're really keen for the program to grow. And I guess that's probably what sold me most, right? So the fact that, and this is not a Holloway thing, this is a London thing, the fact that there's no London team in the Prem is a really big shame, I think. And, you know, we're kind of our own worst enemies in a way, because all the London unis, you know, we're all dividing up players and fighting over resources, and can't get a field, can't get facilities. But they both had a vision and a goal that they wanted Holloway to be eventually that team, right? And I think there's a number of teams that could make it, but they thought, and they're both Holloway alumni, so they believe in the program, they believe in the kids, you know, they work with the student union to give the best possible experience. But so that vision and that overall goal, right? I think, as you said, I've been lucky to be part of good programs and been successful in other places. Part of my reputation is at stake coaching at Holloway, but you get the right buy-in from everybody, and then you can you know, make things happen.
So Parker, what would you say is coach's philosophy? Like, we kind of want to make him blush a bit, but what would you say is, and Toast, you two, the question for you two, what is coach's philosophy? Because you guys, from your social media, from some of the games and the vibe, you guys are very close, right? You guys seem like a really close family. It seems like a family, you know, a family-orientated club where everyone buys into the idea of this 1% better every day. So what would you say is kind of coach's, you know, philosophy, and he's almost, what makes you guys tick? How does he make you guys tick?
I think you got it right there. Is just the 1% better every day. I think it's all about he expects people to do the work, but if you put it in the work and you get 1% better every day, then you can't be stopped. It's and I think you're right as well that we are like a big family. Like it's very much, if you can have a team where you all feel like family, then you're going to protect each other on the field like nothing, and you're going to work together like a well-oiled machine.
Yeah, it's kind of like a brotherhood, because like someone once told me, especially in like a game like football, like you're only as strong as your weakest player, honestly. So once everyone buys into it, like, and everyone's strong as a unit, then great things can happen, honestly. So that's the philosophy that's been like drilled into us since the beginning.
And it's great. It's great to see, you know, American coaches that know the game. I no disrespect to British coaches, but coaches like yourself who've been around elite programs like Pennsylvania can come here and offer expertise or consultancy or advice about how to play the game that you guys are literally born to play. Can I say that without getting cancelled? Yes, I think I can. You guys are more or less born to play the sport, just as we are to play soccer, what you call soccer, what we call football. Coach, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Is the level over here that bad, would you say? Or, if you prefer to answer it this way, can any team in this country compete with any high school team in America?
The second question's easy, yes. Because, I mean, we're talking BUCs strictly. I mean, UE's got kids from Div 1 college, like, they'd be fine. I think it's hard, honestly. I mean, I had actually one of my Warriors players around the other day, and I was, you know, as you do as a coach, like, he's a really nice kid, and I was showing him a game I played in high school, and this is, you know, Warriors Prem, and it's just like, wow, that's fast. As in, the game is played faster, and I think it's really hard. You can't compare them because it's not level pegging, like you said. We're born to play it, and I think for most people that's a in a lot of circumstances you are, because that's your only way out, and that's like that's your ticket, right, to get somewhere. So it does have that, but you, like you say, from the time I was 6, 7 years old, I trained every Tuesday and Thursday night for 4 months out of the year, and then every other time I could get outside with my friends, I was throwing a football and playing football in my front yard, and that's what you do, you know. And then high school, from the time I was 16, you know, I was lifting 3 times a week, and then we had summer camp. Like, you get a month and a half off from 16 on if you're going to be good at American football.
It's your lifestyle.
So we have to. It's your life. It's completely your life, which, you know, has problems for people when they come out of it. Like, you know, we could talk about that another time, right? Like, coming out of football, coming out of something that's your life is really challenging. But you can't compare apples and oranges. So I think for our guys and for British football, I think more focus on football would be really good, and not scheme, not X's and O's, but how do you get a player better to fit into your scheme, right? So I'll just give you one quick example, right? DBs, it's an incredibly technical position. I came in last year and said, look, on defense, we're going to teach one technique and one technique only. We're not playing man, we're not playing zone. Like, we're going to teach them an open stance. They're going to pedal and shuffle, and they're going to be able to see the whole play. And that, just simplifying the game down to the techniques, would make the quality of the game much better, because you'd be doing less but doing better, right? The quality of the execution, the quality of the technique would be better. So therefore, the game as a whole would get better. So that's how I think, as coaches in the UK, that we could do better by focusing on those things.
Yeah. That's dope. Like I said, it's always, like I said, I'm glad because I'm a firm believer, for the game to grow, we need more American coaches getting involved, not just at the BUCs level. I'm talking about in Britball, in senior level. I think we need more. I mean, guys like you coming down and investing the time in growing the game, because there's only so far, you know, we can go, because this is not, like I said, this is not a sport where we're born to play. You know, the YouTube is where most people learn how to play this game. That's where I learned. I had no idea what this game was about. I learned on YouTube, you know, and the rest was history. But so what's the vibe this season? Parker and Tosin, you know, are the parties happening? Is Roy Holloway the place to be? You guys are a bit loosen up, man. This is your show. Like, what's happening? Is Roy Holloway the place to be this year?
Well, I'd say it's a lot busier because, you know, obviously it's the first year that there's no like COVID protocols happening. So like I'd say it's a very different vibe from last year, in the sense that there's a lot more people on campus this year. So it's like a lot more just like things happening in general, not just like the nightlife, I would say. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd agree with Tosin there. It's almost night and day with last year, I'd say. I think it was a good school before, but I think, maybe I'm biased, but I think it's excellent.
So I think so like with the parties and stuff like that, we're talking uni. So let's not kid around here. We've all been to a party or two. You know, coach, maybe you've gone to some of their parties. Who knows? But what I'm saying is, how do you guys balance that? You know, you've got some teams that really do focus on that social element of the university sport within American football, and you've got some that go very performance driven. Where would you guys put yourselves on that? You know, would you say you're 100% performance, or where are you going? Parker, go.
I'd hazard to say that we're both. I mean, we are performance focused on the field, but also we have lots of socials. Get to know new people, especially. It's very important to have socials, and with other sports and other other societies at our university, we're always having skill swaps and joint socials and things.
Yeah, they seem to have plenty of fun, guys. I've seen them on we used to train when we started on a Sunday morning, and then I forgot that quickly because that was useless. They were all useless on Sunday morning. But the uni's lovely. I mean, it's a great place. It's, you know, 30 minutes from Heathrow, you're 40 minutes from central London. Like, it's a great spot. And I think what we ask a lot, but ultimately, you know, we don't have the resources or the commitments from the universities that a lot of the other Prem teams do, or even some of the Div 1 teams do. Like, we don't have any scholarships, right? So the guys have a really good balance in terms of, you know, Tuesday through Thursday, Monday through Thursday, it's football more often than not. The rest of the time, they're having fun, as our one friend says.
Shout out MK Hyde Park. So Sunday morning at -5 Celsius it was. Honestly, I played for the Kent Falcons. Yeah, we used to train in mud. There wasn't any grass. I don't think I ever went to a training session and I saw green grass. I think I just saw brown mud. You know, I don't remember seeing grass. I'm actually convinced I never trained in grass at uni. It was really, really bad. Like I said, I don't envy you guys. Like I said, I know it's hard. Mud bowls, storm bowls, snow bowls. You know, you just get through it. Like I said, there's light at the end of the tunnel. Don't give up, man. This has been enlightening. So, playoffs this year, we expect you guys to make the playoffs. You know, Warriors affiliate club. You know, we expect you guys to make the playoffs. You know, it makes sense. So, are you confident that this season again, you guys can have a stalwart defense? You got your offensive line back. You got some weapons on offense. Playoffs is the natural progression again. Playoffs this season.
I mean, that's the hope, I think. But I mean, you never know what the other teams are going to have up their sleeves in terms of what they've managed to do over the summer or these last few weeks. I think, you know, Hertz and Ports and all the other teams, they can surprise us easily. I mean,
yeah, and you never know how many Americans Oxford's going to have on it any given year, right? But yeah, I think it's fair to say, you know, I think last year making playoffs and winning our division, you know, we worked hard to deserve it, but I think, you know, you look at some of those score lines, it could have been second place, third place, right? But our goal this year with the returners we have is to win our division again. But we know that, you know, the thing that I told the guys when we had our celebration night for last year was, you know, you have a target on your back now. Once you succeed, it doesn't get easier from here. You can't forget the hard work that went in to get there. You have to do it all over again, and you have to do more because everyone's coming for you now because you're top. So the guys know that, and they're working to understand how we get back to the top.
So would you say you've got the toughest division in the South? I personally haven't. I'm looking at. I would say you've got the toughest division. Yeah. But what do you guys think about that? Do you think the others are the same, or?
I think it's pretty darn tough, personally. I think, you know, with Pride going up last year, you know, Exeter and Southampton will be very good, and I'm sure there's a couple other unis there that will be better this year. But yeah, to have the division we have, I think the other, I don't know if it's Southeast or the other London-based division is very good as well. You know, you could have a couple of teams come out of there that are very good. But yeah, we got it tough with Hearts and Ports. They're going to be very good teams again.
So I just want to talk about I call them rivalries or not, but I remember at the start of last season, I remember seeing a football from you guys. I think you guys watched football on football. What was that? Whose idea was it to put the university rankings on that ball? On social media. And I need to know the story behind that ball because that was a great story.
It's not for you, Cole. That's not a question for you. Parker, Tosi, what do you say?
I don't know the story behind that either. It was a surprise to me as well.
I have no clue, honestly, but it was a great idea.
Okay, Coach.
Yeah.
Coach.
I know one of our social media secretary last year at times made me uncomfortable with his ideas, but he was very, very good at his job. And
he was hot. Yeah. He was hot with it. He was very hot with it that season.
Yeah, very good, very good. Yeah, I mean, look, it's a great academic uni. Why not put that out there? You know, if some of our competitors are offended by that, I mean, they can always come join us for their master's degrees. That's fine. I'm cool with that.
Coach, are you sure you're part of the Warriors? Because you sound like you're on the smoke. The Jags are
I'm
rolling, rolling.
I'm just saying everything that my players aren't saying because I know they want to say it. It's all right.
No,
I'm looking out
no,
for them. I can put all the blame on myself.
I hear you, coach. I hear you, coach.
So, coach, what's your with us talking about this kind of stuff? What's your mentality with that kind of thing? Like, do you like your players to stay tight-lipped and not give any? You know, you hear some of these coaches we've had on the show and previous shows, they talk about not giving any locker room speeches for the other team. Is that something you believe in, or what do you think about that? Are you happy for your players to, if Tosin right now said we're going to smoke everyone, we're going 8-0, would you be like, calm it down, or would you be like, I respect that?
Yeah, I'd be telling Tosin to calm down. I think, we have to show everyone respect, right? They're putting in work, they're recruiting, and ultimately, this is the great thing about football. It's a great equalizer, right? You either put in the work and you're the best team, or you're not, and you get exposed when you're not. So I'm perfectly fine with the outcomes based on those. So as long as we put in the work and we do our jobs and we focus, there's no reason why we can't have a really good year. But we can't let somebody else work harder than us. Can't have that happen.
Is there a game that for all three of you, is there a game you're looking at the most? Is there a team that you love playing the most? That might not be because you beat them, but it might just be the game that pushes you a bit further. Is there anyone?
I'd say all of them, really. I mean, as long as I'm out there on the field,
Come
then
on, man. Give me something.
Tosin with that media training. Tosin with that media training.
Go on, Tosin. Be honest. Who do you want to see again?
Honestly, if I'm really being 100% honest, I want to run it back with Exeter. What happened in the playoffs, I don't think that's a true representation of our team. And I feel like on another day, we would have had them, honestly, if I'm being 100% serious.
So what is a true representation of the Royal Holloway Bears, Tosin?
Winners, honestly, just being winners. I feel like we are just a very strong team. We all believe in each other. We all believe in each other to make the right plays, the right reads. And at the end of the day, I'm not downplaying any other team, but I believe in my teammates more than I would believe in any other opponent, So I just believe we just have a winning coach, honestly, and that we can do great things in this division.
Word. So we're wrapping up. As is customary, as is tradition, we always have a 2-minute drill. So this is off the cuff. It came to me through divine intervention. Coach, scenario. Your QBs are down. Every QB you had, you got maybe 2 or 1 QB down. You're on the 5-yard line. It's the national championship game. Parker comes to you and says, Coach, I've had a rough night last night, but I think I can go in and play QB and score the winning touchdown. Coach, what are you doing? You got 10 seconds left. Parker comes to you and says, listen, Coach, give me the ball. I'm taking this home. What are you saying?
It's about the Jimmies and Joes, not the X's and Os.
That's it.
Parker, take it, baby. Take it,
There
Parker.
you go.
Go for it.
There you go.
Yeah.
You had it in first. Coach said it. It's not about the Jimmies and Joes. It's about the X's and Os. There you go. And on that note, we're going to wrap up. Thank you, Roy Holloway Bears. We appreciate you having on our crazy show. We hope you enjoyed yourself. All you people in the free seats, I hope you enjoyed yourself. And guess what? We got a surprise for you. We're going to be rolling this every week. So tune in next Monday, same time, same place. Peace and love.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Well done.